We are learning about graphing linear inequalities. This is our third day of notes of graphing linear inequalities. So let's look at this first one. Remember that we took notes yesterday in our composition book, just reminding us of the steps. So these are the notes that we did yesterday with remembering how the line looks, whether it's dashed or solid, and then whether you shade above or below. So we are going to look at graphing, and then I'm also going to show you how to graph in the calculator. Okay, so let's look at this first one. Negative x plus 2y equals 7. So I made a mistake. I did not put the right sign in here. So let's make a text box right underneath it. And let's rewrite this, but with the less than sign. So negative x plus 2y is less than 2. I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to delete the other one. I think you can touch, yeah, you can delete it. No? Delete, there we go. So this is our inequality. So I'd forgotten the inequality symbol.
Okay, I have that one on slides. Let's see.
Okay, so it says, do you need to convert to slope-intercept form? And that's a yes. So go up here, get the scribble tool, and circle yes. And we need to convert it so we can find our M and our B. So I'm going to label the next page of my journal. Solving linear inequalities. Slides 9 and 10. Before we can decide whether it's dashed, well, we can decide dashed or solid pretty easy just by looking at it. But before we can decide shade up or down, we have to solve this for y. Because if you divide by a negative when you're solving, then that ends up reversing that symbol. So that's why we've got to solve it for y first. Okay, so we're going to solve it just like we normally would. So I need to move the x to the other side. So I add x. Get 2y is less than, and I want mx plus b, so I'm going to put the x first. So x plus 2. We've been doing this a lot, so that you should be pretty good at it. If you're not, then just keep at it. You'll get better. Divide by 2 all the way through. We get y is less than, so the coefficient of x, the number in front of x is 1, so it's 1 over 2x plus 2 over 2 is 1.
Could you send me that slide? I don't have that slide in mind.
Okay, so I want to go ahead and look at this symbol and look back at our notes. It's a less than symbol. So if I look back at my notes, I see less than is going to be dashed and less than is going to be below. So I'm going to go ahead and write that dashed and below. Okay, so now I need to go back over to the slides and we're going to graph it on there. We need to first put our M and our B. So the M is 1/2 and the B is 1. And we've already answered about solid or dashed. It is dashed. So circle dash using the scribble tool. And then would you shade up or down? It's going to be below, so it's down. So we need to graph it by plotting the y-intercept at 1 and then doing our rise over run. Rise 1, run 2. So I don't have any points on this one. I just need to make a point. So go to your shape tool right here and then find the circle or oval, it says. And we are going to put our y-intercept at 1. So plot a point at 1. And I like to shade it dark because I can't see it like that. So now I have a point. There's a better point. I made it a little bit more round. Okay, and then we need to copy and paste that point and do our rise and run. So I'm going to do Control C, Control V, rise 1, run 2. And do that again. Rise 1, run 2. Copy and paste a few more points. So we have a couple of points, and the next step is to do the dashed line. So I'm going to click on the line tool with the arrow. I'm going to draw a line from one point to the next, and then I can adjust it. So you make sure it goes through all the points. And I need to make it dashed. I'm going to change the color though. I'll do it red. Thicken it up, so I'll use 3. Then make it dashed. Right beside where the point and the arrow are, you can make it dashed. And then make the arrow. So you're going to use these tools up here. Have the line selected and then use the color tool, line color, line width, line dash, and then line start and end. Okay, so like I was teaching y'all yesterday or the day before, we were talking about how to shade. So what I want y'all to do is stick out your arms like an airplane and then tilt it the same way the line is going. So where is the shading below? It is down here. So this is going to be our shading part. So use that polyline, that's in the line tool. Start at the arrow or shading below. Okay, then I need to change the color to my custom color that I created. If it's a dashed line, do the points on the line, are they included? No, because it's dashed, they're not included. So you can leave them there, or you can take them off. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do this in the calculator now. So get your calculator out. And I want y'all to clear out the memory. second plus 712. Just so everything's clear, fresh. If you don't have a calculator, get one now, please. Okay, so we are going to graph it. Go to y equals and put in the equation. 1/2 x plus 1. Okay, and then go over to the left. And we are going to adjust this so that it shades below. So once you put your equation in, then you're going to arrow to the left to get right here. Push enter and then look at it. So we need to change the bottom one where it says line. Go down to it and arrow to the right. And look at the different options. So we're shading below. So which one do you think looks like will make it shade below? The little right triangle, right? That's at the bottom. That looks like it was shade below.
Okay, what did we get to that screen?
You arrow over to this portion here.
Okay, thank you.
And then change it to what it looks like. Push enter. Yours might be different because these are all the CEs. Now hit OK. Now hit graph. Okay, so look at how we graphed it and compare it to our graph. Does that look the same? Yeah, looks good. So we put it into y equals, and then we just changed this over here to have the shading below. So if you want to put that on here in calculator. So what do you think whenever you would need to do it greater than? What is it going to be? If we change this to the other triangle that's like looking like it's above, see how that changes it? It shades it above. I think that's pretty cool that we can get our calculator to do that for us.
When you get over to this, what do you hit over here? What did y'all hit?
Let's go to the next one. 6x minus 2y is less than 0. Do we need to convert to slope-intercept form? And that is a yes. So let's write down the problem. 6x minus 2y is less than 0. And we can't say whether it's going to be shaded above or below until we have solved it for y. Okay? So we need to say y equals. So we need to subtract the 6x on both sides. And so we get negative 2y is less than negative 6x. Nothing happens to 0. We don't have 0. 0, I mean. So then we just divide by a negative 2. But remember with inequalities, if we divide by a negative, we have to flip this sign. So it's going to be y is greater than negative 6 divided by a negative 2 is 3. So 3x. So y is greater than 3x. So is this going to be dashed or solid? Dashed. And greater than means we are going to shade how? Below or above? Above. So let's go ahead and type what our M and our B are. So our M is 3. And our B, we don't have one, so it's actually 0. Okay, so solid or dash? Dash. And then shade up or down, we already said above, so we're going to shade up. So let's do like we were doing. We need to get a point, so we can create a point by going to shapes and the little oval. So we need a point at the y-intercept, which is 0, 0. So 0, 0 is our slope, and then our y-intercept, that is our y-intercept. Then our slope is 3. So we go up 3 over 1. So I'm going to copy and paste, Control C, Control V, to get a couple points. These obviously are not the right way. Up 3 over 1. Up 3 over 1. Up 3 over 1. And then we can go the other way. Down 3 over 1. Down 3 over 1. It is not negative, it's positive, because we have a -6 over a -2, making that +3. Good question, though. If you'd rather graph this in your journal because doing it on the computer is too much, you can do it in your journal, take a picture, and just put it in there. So we know it's going to be dash because we already wrote it here. So let's get a line. And I need to make it dashed again. I'm going to change the color. Change the thickness. And change the arrow. And we want to shade up. So put your arms out like an airplane and tilt your line just like the line they have. Y'all do it. I know it's silly, but put your arms out like an airplane. Come on. I know. Tilt your line. Tilt your arms. Now, where would above be? To the left or to the right of the line? Huh? Where's your head? Your head is right here. So it's actually to the left of the line. Okay, let's do the polyline. Start at the end of the arrow. Go over, up, over, and then down. I'm going to change it to that transparent color that we have. Okay, we will go ahead and put this in the calculator so you can look at it. So clear out the equation that's in there. This would be 3x.
Get one of yours.
Mhm. And then we need to go over here, push enter to change that. If we want it to be greater, we're going to change this one to the other triangle that's up top. And that would be shading above. Push enter. Push OK. And then when you graph it,
Oh, battery.
so then that one looks just like that. So I just put in the 3x and then I changed the color in the little triangle or line to be the above. Okay, we're just going to do one more example on slide 10. Oh, this one has some dots on it. Awesome. So let's look at this one. 2x minus 4y is less than or equal to negative 8. And does it need to be converted to slope-intercept form? Yes. Oh, we can't do that yet. I'm going to go ahead and get a text box ready. So we need to solve this one out. You'd say y by itself. So we need to move that 2x to the other side, so minus 2x. We get negative 4y is less than or equal to negative 2x minus 8. So then we divide by a negative 4. Whenever you divide by a negative, we have to flip this sign. So this now needs to be as greater than or equal to 1 over 2. Negative 2 over 4 is 1 over 2x. And then negative 8 over negative 4 would be positive 2. So is this going to be dashed or solid? Solid, because that or equal to. And shading above or below? Above, because this is a greater than sign. Okay, so our M is 1 over 2, and our B is 2. And we don't have to make our own points. There's some points to the left on this one. So we plot our y-intercept at 2. And then we do our slope. Up 1 over 2. Next one. Up 1 over 2. Another one. Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. And then add your solid line. You can make your own, or you can use the one that they've given us, but then line it up on your points. There we go. This one just won't get in the right position. Keeps on jumping. Okay. So we know it's solid. We already decided on that. And then we know it's going to be shaded up. So if we shade up, stick out your arms, tilt like the line, and then where your head is the up. So it'll be up here. So do your polyline, start at the end, go over. Then change it. Put in your calculator to check it. By graphing it. One over 2x plus 2, and then make sure that this is the above. Okay, then graph it. And see if it looks the same. Okay, we are not going to do the second example. We are going to wait on that. Let me go ahead and show you your assignment now. Okay, let's look at your assignment. First part of the assignment says, tell whether the ordered pair is a solution to the inequality. So in order for it to be a solution, it has to be a true statement. We can use our calculator for this by putting it in, but we've got to plug in the x and the y and see if it's true. So we would do 2 plus the y value is 3 less than 7. 2 plus 3 is 5 less than 7. Yeah. We can do it in our calculator though. Remember how we did the test yesterday? I can do 2 plus 3 and then go to this test. Second math is less than 7. If it's a 1, that means true. If it's a 0, that means false. So do the next one. 8 times a negative 1, because that's your x, plus y is 2. It's greater than negative 6. We can do it by hand or we can do it in the calculator. So I'm going to do 8 times a negative 1 plus 2. And then do the test is greater than negative 6. It's a 0. So 0 means false. So this is a no. If we were to do it, we would see this is negative 6 is greater than negative 6. Negative 6 is not greater than negative 6. Negative 6 is equal to, but not greater than. If it said greater than or equal to, then that would be a yes. Okay, the next one. We're going to go to number 6. I'm just going to show you one example for the graphing. This is not solved for y, so we need to solve it. So I'm going to rewrite it. Be careful when you rewrite it that you write it the same exact way. So we need to do plus 2x on both sides. So y is less than 2x plus 2. So that means my m is 2 and my b is 2. So we need to graph our y-intercept at 2 on the y-axis. And then our slope is 2, or 2 over 1. So we'd go up 2 over 1. Or we could go down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Down 2 over 1. Use a ruler, your composition book, something as a straight edge. But before we do that, we need to write dashed or solid. What is this going to be? Dashed. And what shade? Above or below? Yeah, it's a less than, so it's going to be below. So make sure you make it look dashed. So to shade below, stick out your arms like an airplane, tilt it, and where your feet are, that's below. So will below be on the left side or the right side? Huh? The right, yeah. Okay, so your assignment is to finish the rest of this.